Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm here at work, but we're hearing word about Khris Middleton, the man who's going to get re-signed, the man who had an injury-plagued year. And I'm a firm believer that he didn't, lose. He's not obviously he's getting up there in age, but he hasn't gone over the hill yet. That it was injuries more than anything. So Charania and Eric Nehm have said that Khris Middleton underwent successful surgery on his right knee shortly after the playoffs to address an issue that plagued him this past season. And Middleton, who's 31, is expected to fully recover from minor arthroscopic surgery, and he'll be back in July. And per sources, the cleanup procedure to his right knee was planned and scheduled prior to the season coming to a close. And this is a guy who averaged 15 points, 4.5 rebounds, 4.9 assists in 24 minutes a game in 33 games played this past season, and increased those numbers to 23.8 points, 6.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists during the 35 minutes he played against the Heat in the first round. But he was marred all season by these injuries. And he started off the year, late in terms of when he started playing due to the fact that he had wrist surgery, which affected his stroke. I actually broke my wrist in February, and thankfully it was a minor break. I basically was like a month recovery. I was in a cast for 2 weeks brace. So when I started playing again, it took me to get a second to get my jumper back. I honestly felt like my shot was broken. And so for me, I felt like seeing that he struggled with his wrist leading up, coming back from it. And then it sucked that he had the knee problems because it was just culminating factors that just marred him. And it took a while for him to get back into shape. And we saw him return December 2nd. And then he played only 6 games of the next 7. Then he missed 18 straight because of his knee. And I bet you that was because he might have forced himself and maybe hurt his knee being not in peak basketball shape. And I'm not saying that it's fault. That people don't realize how much it takes to get an NBA game shape, okay? And during that time when he was still with the knee, coming back from the wrist surgery, dealing with the knee problems, he was dealing with a left ankle sprain and blisters on both feet, and as well as that right knee pain. So supposedly it was just like a bunch of injuries, and just being able to, feel healthy and being able to run and, jump, force the contact, I think will be big. And this is important offseason because he's a player option, which I think he'll decline. And he seems like a nice guy in terms that he knows his value, that I think he'll decline his player option instead of accepting it, because he's not going to get that money, like $40 million a year in free agency, but I think he wants the long-term contract instead, saying that okay, I won't accept my player option, knowing that I won't get a $40 million per year deal, but I'll get a 3-year $90 million or a 4-year $120, which is fully guaranteed and offers him stability. So for me, I think that's a big one that people aren't saying, and I think that's something that is good. So I think Khris Middleton getting his knee fixed is bigger and way more important than people will give credit for the injury that he suffered. And that's definitely where I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What do you think? And was there anything else I might have missed that you guys would have liked to have heard? Let me know. I love y'all.